Welcome to the Biz Bash podcast, where we make biz strategy a piece of cake. I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Cami, but you might know us better as Eliza Ann Calligraphy and Cami Monet. We want to help you, our fellow stationers, artists, and calligraphers, confidently build a profitable and personality-driven creative biz.
We're here to share our honest-to-goodness advice and actionable strategies for ambitious artists.
So put on your party hat, quit being a procrastinator gator, and let's get this party started.
Are you just not feeling it anymore? Maybe you look at that old painting of a pink donut with sprinkles and you think to yourself, this is so not me. We decided it was time to make an episode about when you should say goodbye to old designs, especially because it can often be hard to part with something that feels like an ingrained part of your ghosts of business past.
Spooky.
Get down in a few steps today, including what it looks like to take an inventory of your products, how to determine if something is profitable, and what to do before you officially give it the good old axe. Hang in there, partner. Things are about to get wild.
You are the biggest dork I've ever I don't even know what just happened right there, and I love it.
By the way, welcome back to the Biz Bash podcast. This is episode 63, when to say goodbye to old designs and products. But I really wanted to open with that thing first because it just felt more dramatic that way.
That was very dramatic, yes. That was something else. I don't even know. It was like you left your body and then became another person when you read that. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Let me gather my thoughts here. But yes, Elizabeth wrote this lovely intro about saying goodbye to old designs and products. And this is so perfectly timed because I am giving a lot of products the axe, as Elizabeth said, right now, and just figuring out which ones really need to go. And it's been very hard because some of them I'm like, I really love this, but it needs to go. And others I'm just like, I freaking hate you. So that's no problem at all. I will Lizzie Borden you all over the place, but it's fine. Sorry.
Wait, I don't get the reference. Shoot.
Oh my gosh. Elizabeth. She killed her parents with an axe.
Oh my gosh. Did you learn about this on a murder podcast?
Everyone knows about Lizzie Borden. She's the girl who she killed. It was in the 1800s. She killed her parents with the axe and it's gave her parents 20 whacks or whatever. Sorry, guys, if you didn't want to hear that. But
I'm going to have to go look this up now.
It's a cultural reference. Yeah, anyway, you should know about her for sure. So, talking about giving the axe to your products and when it's time to let go of them. So, let's do this. Okay. So, questions to ask yourself when taking inventory of your products. Number one, is this true to my current style? Because as an artist, your style is constantly changing. I know my style is so different now with my products than it was when I first started, and that is why so many of them are sadly on the chopping block, because I don't feel like they accurately represent my work or how well I can paint now versus then. Sorry if that sounds conceited or whatever, but that's the truth. So
yeah, I was gonna say that some of yours, the city prints you've had around for forever, they're such a conundrum because they sell super well, but I know that you could paint a city. If you painted that city today, it would look different.
I know, but I feel like there's also a charm to the way they're painted, and people love them, and I sell them out the wazoo. But yes, they drive me bananas, but I'm keeping them in my line because people love them. So
yes, exactly, and that's one of our things that we talk about later, anyways. Because sometimes it doesn't make sense to put something on the chopping block if it's even if we're this might not be my best, but if it's selling super well, I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Okay. Next question to ask yourself, could this product be repurposed or revitalized in a way that does fit my current style? So maybe having that item as a print isn't the best fit, but you have a great idea for a notepad, enamel pin, etc., bunch of different other things. Cami, do you feel like this is realistic? Because I kind of threw this in here, but as the person who does more products, do you feel like you could ever repurpose anything?
Oh, yeah, totally. Some of the stuff, I had some other things in my line that probably no one even saw because they were just stupid and kind of hidden. I didn't sell a single one. And I basically took the concept of it. There was this card I had and it said, "Hey neighbor," and it had a horse on it and it just wasn't selling that great. So I was I know this is a cute concept, but it just needs to be redone in the new way that I'm doing my style of cards. And so I redid it and I just sold a bunch of them. So I was it just needed a little facelift. So I think with some of your older work or older designs, you can revitalize them or do a little makeover to make them fit within your brand and within your line a little more. So I 100% think you can do this. Like, so maybe it's just as simple as that, as like taking it and being like, okay, I have this concept, I have this artwork. How can I like make this even better? That like it grows up with your brand kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, perfect. That's a perfect example. Also, I like had no idea you had that card.
Yeah, exactly. As I said, it's like hidden on the site because it never sold. And then I was just like, oh, just bring it back. And now it's doing good. So,
Huh, how funny. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect example. So, number 3, is this what I want my brand to be known for? If this isn't furthering your overall vision for your brand, it's probably not the right thing to keep around. And personally, I, Elizabeth, struggle with this a lot because I have a lot of ideas for products, but they don't necessarily fit hand in hand with my brand for Eliza Ann, which is why I created the Thank You Society, because it's a lot more funky and playful. It gives me a little space to do something different. However, now I'm like, ironically considering adding products back into Eliza Ann again, but trying to ultimately figure out what that would look like. And I would just stick with my wax seals, but not like the same that they are now. Like something I think would have to change.
Yeah. Yeah. Like to have products that fit that look. And I feel like you've been like struggling with this for so long. Like I just feel like it's like resurfaced with like your struggle for, do I want to do this? Do I not? Like, oh.
Yeah, I know. But that's okay because like that's what you and I were talking about on our phone call yesterday is it's like I set out to do wedding invitations, you know? I didn't really set out to do products and it's okay for me to not do it. Like maybe I'm just putting this internal pressure on myself because like I see you or see other people who are doing product lines and wedding invitations and then I second guess like should I be doing both and I like get in this whole panic mentality. But like my wax seals have sold really well. Like really well by my standards, right? Like with barely any effort on my part. I think it's been pretty much exactly 2 years. I guess March was 2 years since I had launched them and I've sold 250 of them. So I'm like, there's definitely interest there for that product. It's not like a huge moneymaker right now because of the company I pair them with. And that's what I would maybe want to rethink and redo, but then I have to like redo my packaging and it becomes this whole thing. But yes, you're right. This is like my constant struggle.
It is a constant struggle, but only you can figure it out for yourself, young Jenna.
Oh, I know.
Okay, and so the next question when taking inventory of your products to see if it's a good fit is, am I proud of this product? And this one is the one that gets me because, like I said, I have some that are like really good sellers, but I'm not like, I am proud of this and I want to show this off. So I'm like, okay, do I need to let this one go? But then I'm like, no, this one does well. So I don't even know what my advice is for this one because I feel the pain on this one, you guys, for sure. Like some things I'm not proud of, but they do well. So I don't know, that it is what it is at this point. That's just like all I can do with that.
Do you think though, like, okay, so like a few more years down the road or whatever, like as your products continue to expand, as your collection grows, as your style gets even more refined, do you think you would ever consider basically like up-leveling the city prints to be like, I'm repainting the cities and like still paint within the same, I don't know, like guidelines you had before from the same perspective as you did before, it would just like be your new version? Or you just like, you just don't want to let them go completely because you're afraid of like what that would look like?
I don't know. Like I would probably repaint them, but also there's like this weird thing, and I'm not sure how to like accurately say this, but like sometimes I think my products look too real or like my paintings are like too well done. I sound so conceited right now, but like
too realistic
or whatever. And it like, some people just, that is just not like that like charm style that people like, or like the looseness of watercolor, like that has like a different character to it. And it's just like a totally different like audience almost. Like, so I like, it's weird. The ones that I don't think are done very well at all sell way better than the ones that I like truly spent time on and like I am proud of. Like those don't sell. So I don't understand that. And you know, like I think about brands who have like more loose watercolor or like, you know, just like pattern with watercolor and like it's just like very simple designs. Like even like Rifle Paper Co, like her flowers are not like intricately done or anything. They're just like beautiful and she has this style and charm to it that like do really, really well. And like if I try to do like replicate that with my own style, like the flower. Like I just, do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, you have talked about this dilemma before.
I know.
Is that
It's very weird. Like it's like the commercial aspect of it, you know?
yes, and you really have classical training because of pop. So you aren't really able to like let yourself paint like a loose rendition of something the way
Yeah.
that you did earlier when you weren't as like when your skills weren't as refined.
And all those paintings too were like made to be like I tried to be very loose because they were for they originally started as like table numbers for a friend of mine's wedding, and we did them all the places that her and her fiance had visited together. So I was like challenged myself to do each one in like 20 minutes. Like they were all like very quick little loose scenes kind of thing. Like we wanted them to be like very loosey goosey or whatever. Like so that's what they were. And I'm like, well, dang it, I would have like spent way more time on them, but oh, like I cannot, like the London one, I can't even look at that one. Like I hate it so much, but it sells out the wazoo. I'm reordering that all the time, constantly. Like,
really? I was just looking at the London one.
Paris
I thought it was kind of cute.
See, everyone thinks it's like the cutest, and I hate those two. Those sell off. I mean, like off the charts for me. Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah. I was looking at those side by side and I was like, oh, these are like.
I know. They're the cutest little set together. And there's just something about it. It looks like very like vintagey postcard because that was like the style I was going for. And I don't think if I tried to redo it, I don't think it would like do necessarily any better. And it's already done. So done is both.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is I still don't think like when I look at these, I don't look at them and I'm like, oh, that's so not Cami, you know?
Yeah.
Like you might see that like from your own lens because everyone judges their work a lot more harshly. But when I look at them, I'm like, oh, it's just like Cami's early paintings and they're so cute, like, and sweet.
Yeah, they are. They're just like, they are very cute and sweet. Like there is something about them, you know? Like, so no, I will not be getting rid of them.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Or repainting them, which is what I had asked about.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I'll do something else.
Okay. So we talked about, are you proud of it? Which we have lots of different mixed feelings about that.
Oh my word.
And the last one, which has already come up, number 5, is have I sold a lot of it and is it a good source of revenue? And in this case, like your city prints are killing it. So
we're going to keep them in the line.
Yeah, you're stuck with them.
Yep. Until, yeah. I mean, I did get rid of some of the cities. Like some of them that were just, maybe I sold like a handful here and there. Like Monte Carlo, he's on the chopping block. I have like one inventory in stock. So once he's gone forever. And there was another one I got rid of, Punta Cana. I'm getting rid of Punta Cana and a couple others. I don't even know. But they're just not good sellers to like keep in there. And I'd rather just like have like all my stronger ones. You know?
And so is that something that you will always keep those retail and not wholesale? Or do you wholesale any of them?
The ones on the chopping block?
Well, the city prints.
Oh, yeah. Those are wholesale too. Yeah.
Okay. Because I didn't know, because I've heard that sometimes people are like, oh, I'm going to keep this around because it sells well, but I don't want it to be like wholesale or it doesn't work wholesale. But in this case, obviously a print can work really well for both. I just didn't know from your personal preference whether or not those were in your wholesale line as well.
Yes, they are. For sure.
Okay. Perfect. All right, guys, we are going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hey, Tammy Mae, I have a few questions for you if you don't mind.
Well, Elizabeth, you're always as lost as last year's Easter egg, so go ahead and ask them.
Thank you so much. All right, let me look here. I wrote them down. What printer do you use in your home office? And what watercolor paper do you recommend for those beautiful paintings you make? Also, do you have a favorite brand of paint and a favorite paintbrush? Because I would just love to be able to use those to make something like you do. And lastly, I'd really like to know how the heck you scan in those artwork paintings to your computer and make them look so realistic. It just looks like they've been painted right on that screen.
Elizabeth, I tell you what, sometimes you are as useless as a steering wheel on a mule because you just got all kinds of questions. But you know what? Where you can find all of them answers, you just got to go to bizbirthdaybash.com/favorites. You know, Cami and Elizabeth, them real cute girls who talk about paper all the time, and they're just the cutest things I ever seen. Well, they put together an Amazon resource list so you can just shop it whenever you want. It's shoppable. You just click the links. It takes you right to the products they use. And who doesn't love Amazon with that 2-day shipping? It gets there lickety split.
Oh my gosh, those two girls are just heavenly angels sent from the Lord themselves. I can't believe they would go out of their way to do something so nice for us. So, where is this again? Do I have to use the intranet to find this?
You got to get on the line. Okay. So you just got to get on the line and you just go to bizbirthdaybash.com/favorites. Once you go to that page, you're going to be grinning like a possum eating a sweet tater because it's got all the good stuff. We got printers, scanners, their label printer they use for shipping, Cammie's favorite watercolor brushes, Elizabeth's favorite calligraphy paper. I mean, it is all right there. And let me tell you, that just deals my pickle. You know what I'm saying?
I can't believe this. All right, I gotta get a pen real quick. Can you tell me one more time what that link is so I can write it down right here?
My word. Elizabeth, you're
Please,
killing me.
Tammy,
I'm
please just
going
tell
to
me,
tell you
just
right
tell
now.
me.
I have been
One
bit.
more time.
I will tell you if you just hush up, okay? All right. So you know I'm busier than a cat covering up crap on a marble floor. So just hold on. I'm getting right to it. Here is the link, y'all. Okay? Write this down. bizbirthdaybash.com/favorites. Go shop all of Cammie and Elizabeth's favorite supplies and office resources. You can do it. bizbirthdaybash.com/favorites.
I'm so excited. I'm about to dial up right now.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
All right, everyone, we're back and we're going to talk about how to determine if something is a good source of revenue. So, basically, the steps you need to take to look at the products, because if you really, really love a product, but it's not a good source of revenue or you're not getting a good return on it, that could be something that maybe would get the axe eventually if it's not making you money. So here are a couple ways that you can kind of take a gander. What am I trying to say? Take a quick look to see if this stuff is working.
Number one, look at your bank account. Just kidding.
Lol.
Basically, pull your reports from your e-commerce platform, whatever that is, Squarespace, Shopify, Etsy, or all of them, whatever you're doing, to see what you've sold the most of. So you can go through and like look at your analytics for a year to see which product sold the most and like how much money you made from each product. And like if something is making like less than $100 a year for me, like I'm probably going to be like, this is not worth keeping around, or I need to revitalize this, or what can I do? Like that is honestly the quickest way to tell if something needs to go. And that was like the deciding factor for some of the city prints for me. I'm like, I literally sold like 3 of these last year. Like this is, no one cares about this city. No offense. No offense, Monte Carlo. Nobody likes it. So it was very easy for me to get rid of that, because it's very annoying when you have something like that in your line and then you reorder it, you order like 10 of them or whatever, and then you still have a bunch of them that aren't selling. It's just frustrating. It's just time to let it go. Let it go. So yeah, looking at your
knew
reports.
That was going to get sung at some point this episode.
I know. It just like kind of had to.
Just had to. Yeah, I pulled my reports from my wax seals, and it's very clear that the Magnolia, Thank You, and Sparrow wax seal are my top 3 bestsellers. There's a couple other.
I thought you were thanking the Magnolia, like thank you, Magnolia. I thought you were saying thank you to the Magnolia, like thanks for being a good seller. When you said Magnolia, thank you.
The Magnolia, my Thank You wax seal, which is a separate one. Magnolia wax seal, Thank You wax seal, Sparrow wax seal. There we go. I see what you're saying, because when I said it to myself, I knew what I was saying, but that probably did sound weird. Like, thank you, Magnolia, thank you, next. Yeah, so if I were to like redo my collection in the way that I've been envisioning, I might keep these like top 3 designs that are my best sellers, maybe introduce 2 new ones, and I would probably like axe the rest of them. So if you've had your eye on any of those, get to it before they're gone, because I don't really know how long I'm going to keep them around. The great thing is that I work with another company who does the manufacturing and shipping for me, so I'm not currently keeping anything in-house, so I don't have like any inventory issues that I have to manage or figure out or anything like that. But I maybe do want to have them in-house, and if I do that, it's just going to look different. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. So number 2 is looking at your margins and your ROI. So if you're selling a lot of them, but your margins are super small, this might not be a product to keep in the long run.
Does that make sense the way that I wrote that?
I just read it and I'm like, I just sat there and started thinking about it. Are you saying like?
So I'm saying that
the product itself is not a profitable product.
Yeah, let's say the product itself makes you like 50 cents a product. That's like a horrible margin, but that's just like an example in this scenario. Is like to make $100 on something that's has a 50-cent margin, you have to sell 200 of them, right? I did my math right there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you have another product that has higher margins, a better ROI, you can sell less of them but be making more with each purchase. So I know with some products, it's like some are just like anchor products and maybe they do have a small margin and so you're keeping them for that reason. But I don't know, I feel like at a certain point maybe that doesn't like make sense if you're only making like a tiny amounts on a product because you have to be selling like hundreds of them.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing then if you're only making tiny amounts on a product?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm just trying to tell people. It's like, look at your margins because
Definitely.
if they're super small, that's not going to make sense for your business in the long run.
Yeah, I do think people forget to even like, they're like, oh, I just sold this, but like, how much did you actually make profit-wise, like with the cost of everything? So definitely look at that. But I will say I do have some, what I call them loss leaders in my business. Like for wholesale, like the mugs for me on wholesale do not like bring in very much revenue at all, even though they have to order like a case of 6 of them or whatever. But I swear to you, every single wholesale order has mugs in it. So like I know that they find me through the mugs or whatever. Like I call them loss leaders because they bring people in, but that gets them to in turn spend more money with my shop. Does that make sense?
Okay, that is perfect. That was kind of what I was looking for.
I know that's what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, is there a term that describes this and why you would keep it around? So that's perfect.
Yes. And like retail, my mugs are fine, but like wholesale, I'm like, nah. Well, especially on Fair, because Fair takes a 25% commission from your wholesale stuff. And with my mugs, that just like really takes off a huge chunk of my profit from there because I'm refusing to buy like a bunch of mugs because, you know, I've already talked about that. But so they're kind of like my loss leaders. Like I'm literally making like $1 on each mug wholesale.
I had no idea they took 25%. So 25% of like what you're making from that order.
25% of what you're making from that order. And then if someone uses your direct link, then you get 0% commission from them. They take 0%.
Can you say that? Yeah, can you say that again?
I'm sorry. If someone uses your direct Fair link, they get 0% commission. But if someone is just like searching on their site and like stumbles across your products, they take 25%. Okay, so like if I'm passing it on to my retailers, be like, shop here at cameronday.fair.com, then they take 0% commission. So there's no loss on that.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense that they would have it set up that way because it's like, right. Because if it's the direct link.
It's like a finder's fee.
Yes. Like being on fair.com and finding you, it would include that finder's fee. Okay. Because at first I was like, oh my God, 25% for all of them. I was like dumbfounded because I was like, why are you using this?
I know it's a definitely a lot. So like when and then reorders, if a store reorders, it's 15%.
All right, so they do keep that. Then it's not like you could send them the direct link the second time.
I could send them the direct link the second time. Yeah.
Oh, and then it would be 0 or it's still 15?
Yeah, it would be 0. Like it's very confusing, but it's really nice though because people can actually find you. So I don't mind the. You know, I mean, it is high, but what can you do?
It's the same way that like Etsy has listing fees and all that different stuff. I mean, that platform has to make money too, and that's how they're going to make money. Yeah. But I had never asked you about like the details of that, so I guess that's really good to know and understand. And then also, yeah, that just kind of goes hand in hand too with like you have to consider. Cammie was talking about like her mugs, she hardly makes them wholesale, but there's a reason she keeps them around. So it's really important to look at your products too and understand what is working for wholesale and what is working for retail. And you don't have to have everything in both groups. Like some of the things that you're retailing, like don't have to be in your wholesale catalog or sold wholesale at all if it doesn't work from a number standpoint and you don't want to do it.
Definitely. Like I didn't wholesale my tea towels for the longest time because I could not make the margins work to save my life.
And then you did wholesale them and he was like, these are crap.
It was like, these suck. And that was also, I did that as a loss leader on those too because I was trying to just test it. So I was like, I'm not going to make any money on these, but I just want to test it. And then he said they sucked. And so then I ordered new ones and here we are. They're great now.
Yes. Yep. You ordered them in bulk from a US company, which is awesome.
Yes. And they're in our A to Z directory, you guys. They're awesome.
Oh, the tea towel company? That's great.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. We're going to go ahead and take another break real quick. We'll be right back.
Y'all know we are big on protecting your booty and your biz. So we want to tell you all about our secret weapon for mailing invitations for your clients, the USPS mailing agreement. It takes the personal emotions out of stressful situations and lets your clients know exactly what will happen when their invitations go out the door, and it covers you in case anything goes wrong, which, let's be honest, it probably will. I mean, we love you, USPS, but you cray, okay?
Honestly, we've kind of realized that putting a small shipping clause in your contract just isn't enough. Trust us, we know from experience, there are just too many things that can go wrong when mailing. Things like
ripped flaps,
scuffs and scratches,
mishandled envelopes,
postage snafus,
lost invitations never to be seen again,
and rabid, overprotective dogs.
Okay, that was a little bit of a stretch. Calm down.
Okay.
Anyway, the point is, all of these are things that you cannot control. So why leave the burden of fate up to the United States Postal Service? Protect yourself with our mailing agreement so your client understands exactly what could happen to their invitations in the mail and how those situations are handled. If you've been scared to mail on behalf of your clients, this is the tool you need to add that next level service to your stationery biz.
Go to bizbirthdaybash.com/shop to purchase your copy today at $97. This is a steal. Seriously, you can't live without it.
It's true. Go get it now. Okay, so we are back, y'all. Hope you enjoyed that lovely ad. And we're going to talk about what to do before you officially axe a product. The way you have written axe in all these notes is like so intense.
Because I capitalized
it's not just like, oh, cut the product. You know, it's like, axe the product. Like, it's so intense. Okay.
Do you know what's funny, though, Cami? Is when I first was writing the word axe, I was writing AXE, like the product for men. And then I was like, I'm an idiot because the word axe itself is just AX.
I thought it was AXE.
Like
I think they're the same. I think they're interchangeable spellings.
Oh, maybe. But wait, it says like when I type in...
I think AXE is like the actual correct ones, but axe is like more common now. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're right. AX is a variant spelling of AXE.
Yeah, because I was like, did she misspell this? But
no, I didn't. It's a variant spelling. But when I was spelling AXE, it made me think of the men's product.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry. Tangent. Moving on. What to do before you officially axe a product.
Oh my Lanta. Number 1 is to run a last chance sale via social media, your mark email list to let people know that this product is leaving.
Woo!
You can talk about your mailing contract, getting rid of it.
Yes. So when I got rid of my USPS mailing contract on Eliza Ann earlier this year, we moved it over to BBB and it was due to receive a price increase. So you better believe I sold a whole bunch of copies of that thing before it was taken off my website because I basically told my list, I was like, hey, this resource is not necessarily going away, but it's being transferred under the umbrella of BBB. It's going to be more expensive. So if you want to get it at the price it is now, then you better grab it. And then those people actually, obviously with Cammie's permission, we did this, but those people who purchased from me got the like slightly updated version of the USPS mailing contract when we put it on BBB. So they even had like extra incentive to like buy it from me first. And Cammie was like very gracious in that because she was like, yeah, do it totally. Like
I do not care. Yeah. And I just did like a clearance sale on some of the stuff that I'm clearing out of my line. So I have it on like a sales section on my website, which is something I've been wanting to add for a long time because before I would just do like Instagram sales and that is like a hot mess to try to keep up with those. Like, I mean, they're so fun, but they're also like very intense where I just sell like on stories, you know? So I added a sales section and I actually went through my inventory and like counted how many I had left. So I'd like make sure they sold out. And then I did like a 50% off the sale. So they were like $5. It was like a sale on top of the sale to just kind of like clear out that old inventory. And yeah, so I still have the clearance things up there. And when the last like one sells, it'll get deleted. And then some of the things that I just threw away, some of the prints, and I was like, I'm just getting rid of this because I hate it. And I just can't look at it any longer or even deal with like trying to sell it. And so
wait, I'm curious.
I don't even know what they are.
To share? No, you don't remember.
No, I'm like, I would totally share, but like just stuff that I just pulled out where I was like, nah, this is, or it was like on crappy paper or something I just didn't. Like, I don't know. There's just like random stuff like in my product drawers. Like,
Okay. That you were like just got rid of entirely without kind of
yeah.
any of that. Oh, okay. You have a couple of things on sale right now.
Yeah, there's
I
still
remember
stuff in the sale.
yeah, I remember looking at these like a week or two ago when you first kind of put everything up, but your geometric air plants art print.
That I sold a lot of those. I was like, shoot, I probably shouldn't have this on sale because it's going really well. I was like, maybe I need to like actually reconsider that one. But no, I hate it, so it's gotta go.
I was gonna say I look at that and I like don't see so much of like your style anymore compared to like some of the other ones. But
I think I'm gonna repurpose that into a fun card though.
yes, I think you should into like a plant card, and that would be awesome. That can be one of your one a day in May.
I know. Yeah, so I don't know what the things were I throw away. I was like, just old stuff, you guys. Probably Monte Carlo. I hate him so much. He is just a jerk. I cannot stand that guy.
Found him. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this before.
Yeah, he sucks. So he's probably just going to get deleted. And then I already deleted a lot of these off my Etsy so that they wouldn't sell anymore.
Okay.
And on Fair, they're already deleted.
Yeah, now they're just hanging out on your website. So would you say that you have quantities of like maybe 5 to 10 of these left? Or do you
probably
have
less than that? Like 1. Like some of them are like 1, 2, 3. It's not like high quantities.
Okay, you're not left with like a ton of inventory. That's good.
No, thank goodness. So I have like a little box where all this old stuff is in. So, but the cards though, I have like 30 of each of those. 30 or 40 maybe.
Of like the squirrel greeting
No, the cards. The Valentine's Day ones that I'm getting rid of.
Oh, I have a lot of those. My gosh. Were those I was scrolling down and looking at them and I guess I did not realize that some of those were Valentine's things.
I mean,
although we make a great team. Bye.
Yeah. I mean, they were just like I did them for Valentine's Day collection, but they could be anytime, you know? Like
yeah.
So goodbye.
A lot of those cards are like in that lettering style that you don't even like do a ton of anymore. Like you're moving more towards I think the block lettering with occasionally some like cursive lettering.
Yeah, like I still feel like that fits my calligraphy style. I just feel like it's just like calligraphy on white and that is not my style. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like some of my cards I still do calligraphy on them, you know, but they just have no like illustrative elements or anything that says like, oh, watercolor artist did this. Like, I don't know. They're kind of generic.
Yes, I see exactly what you're saying. Sorry, this is like a deep dive into like I'm on Cammie's website right now, just like asking her questions. Oh, everyone needs to go pre-order Cammie's daily log notepad. I don't know if it still will be on pre-order.
No, it will be not pre-order at this point.
Okay, well, still like the not pre-order is only $2 more, so go buy it because it is freaking adorable.
It is freaking cute. Like I'm not gonna lie, that is one of the cutest things I've ever made. Besides the cutout paint pens, those were also the cutest thing. Okay, before we just keep talking about everything I've done in my life, let's continue with what else you should do before you axe a product. Because I said do the last chance sale, the clearance, clear it out, clear the rack kind of thing, or if you really hate it, like Monte Carlo, just delete it.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you don't have like that many left, you can definitely get rid of it.
Yeah, it's very therapeutic to just like trash some things sometimes.
Yes, totally. Okay, the one other thing I wanted to add under this was just to say that someone I've seen do this very, very well, which obviously it's different for digital products versus physical products, which we talked about a little bit because you have inventory for physical ones. But Lindsay of the Postman's Knock does this super well, and she's been around for quite a long time now, and occasionally she'll discontinue a certain calligraphy worksheet or product that she's had around for years, or like a tutorial document. She has all sorts of stuff, and a lot of them are printables, so like you buy them, you print it out, you do the practice, and you can just like learn from her from all these resources, and I used those a lot when I first started out. So this is actually something that I think I probably saw her do this first, because she always sends out an email to let people know when these products are going away and to grab them while they still can. And the awesome thing about this is that a lot of those, since they're digital downloads, she can sell as many of those as she wants before the time runs out. And if Cammie and I have learned anything about the psychology of sales, people freaking buy when there's a deadline. Like they are like, oh my gosh, this is going to be gone, like really, really gone at the end of this week. So I like have to buy this now. So I just wanted to like give her a shout out. And for all of you like calligraphers out there who are trying to better your skill, definitely go check out The Postman's Knock because she has a ton of great stuff on her blog.
Yeah, I remember looking at her stuff when I was like trying to learn calligraphy. She does have a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah, I collaborated with her with like
I
my
know.
very first year of business because I was like, do you need a lefty calligrapher to write a blog post for you? Which I did, and that's still on her site somewhere. So
It's so cool.
yeah.
But yeah, you guys, like getting rid of a product, it can kind of feel like you're like getting rid of a child, and it can be kind of sad. Like it's very weird. You get like emotionally attached to all your stuff, but like sometimes you're just like there's a feeling of just like that it's time for it to go because your brand is grown up, you're grown up, like your artwork style is grown up or whatever. It's just not doing great. And other times it feels hard. Like there's some of the things in my line that I feel like they need to go, but I'm also just like, oh, I don't know, because I think they're cute, but they're not doing too hot. But maybe they could. I don't know. So like before I get rid of some of the things, I'm like putting them in new mock-ups and like just kind of like revamping the way they are presented to see if that like affects things, because I have noticed like a difference with like my new mock-ups and just like the different feel of my brand. So yeah, always just keeping an eye on things. I think it's just like just keeping a watchful eye to see what's best. So it's not like I don't have like a once a year, I'm like, all right, see who's going to get executed today. It's just like you keep an eye on your numbers and your margins and like inventory, and just like you get a feel for what your customers like. And you're just like always pivoting and reacting to that.
Yeah. And I mean, it might not be bad though to schedule a time once a year, or you could even do it twice a year. Cause I would say like, it's almost more about having an understanding of what people love so you can do more of that in the future. It's not so much about sitting down to be like, I have to find out what everyone hates so I can get rid of it. I mean, like, yes, you should probably get rid of those. But like at the end of the day, doing this would really help you understand this is being bought. I need to make more of it. So like evaluating that twice a year might not be a bad idea. And you could do it in like avoid the holiday season. So like don't do July and December. Do like March, and then like 6 months later, whatever 6 months later is of March, September.
Yeah, like September, October-ish. It's like pruning, you got to prune the grapevines so you can see the fruit, and otherwise like all the leaves and vines are getting in the way of all the good stuff and you can't see it. So you got to get rid of the weeds basically so that the people can actually find the good fruit in your website. So
Agreed. Well, perfect. I think that kind of wraps up all of our thoughts that we had on that. If you guys are loving the episode, or we hope you are loving the podcast and this episode, please consider stopping by iTunes to give us a rating and a review.
Yes. And if you don't, we'll give you the axe. I'm just kidding. We won't, you guys. And then, of course, if you have any questions, you can ask them at bizbirthdaybash.com/Q&Cake, and we will answer them on our Q&Cake episodes.
Yay. Perfect. That was short and sweet and to the point, and I love it.
All right. Well, we will see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.